results.
On the roof, there is 19 condensing units, 16 that are heat recovery, and 3 that are heat pump. They service 240 fan coil units placed in the rooms, common areas, and meeting rooms. The refrigerant that is used to heat and cool the space starts off in the roof at the condensing unit and is ran down through the building in copper tubing to each fan coil unit. The Aloft fan coils in the guest rooms are supplied by a heat recovery system. A heat recovery system allows for some rooms to be in heat, some rooms to be in cooling, or all in heat and all in cooling. This is made possible by a branch selector box. The branch selector box in this application was installed next to the fan coil units in the room. On the day of our visit, it was 82 degrees. We decided to take one of the panels off one of the 10-ton modules and check the amp draw. It was 8.6 amps. One of these units would typically be hooked up to about 13 indoor units. Even if it was just hooked up to one, this would be less than what a PTAC in a standard Aloft would be drawing for one unit, which is about 21 amps. During our visit, we were also able to get the amp draw of one of the fan coil units. As you can see, each fan coil only draws about 1.4 amps. You can barely hear the units over the wind, but we did use a dB meter and came up with 64 dB.
What other systems did you consider for the Aloft?
Well, we also considered cooling tower 3 and 4 pipe systems. We considered using standard split systems, and then of course the VRV systems. And in the overall scheme of things, the split systems were the least expensive initially, but some of the more wasteful on energy usage. VRV and the multiple pipe systems both had similar initial install, but the efficiency, actually the initial install and the overall efficiency of the VRV made it the system of choice.
What was the installation like?
We saw no major issues, nothing out of the ordinary. An initial concern was equipment delivery times, but everything showed up, all the equipment showed up on time, and there was no issues that beyond any other HVAC system installation.
What was involved in the design process?
Well, we had a number of considerations. Number one, there was the visual issue of roof profile, the consideration of cooling tower that would have been more prominent in the roof, whereas the low profile condenser units for the Daikin system were much easier to be concealed. Inside the guest room itself, the location of the air handling units, we had limitations of existing slab height, which obviously couldn't be changed, and we decided to go ahead and locate the units above the guest bathroom ceiling, and so there were considerations of maintaining that the minimum height, leaving a relatively small space to fit the unit, and Daikin was able to provide a slimline unit that worked out perfectly.
This Aloft has a couple different style rooms: King Suite, Junior Suite, and Standard Room. Ductwork was added so the air could get out into the sitting area. The fan coil was placed above the bathroom in a drop-in ceiling inside the soffit. The basic controller on the wall allows the guests to set their own comfort level, and the return is placed on the opposite side of the supply, high on the wall. To make a sound comparison of a standard Aloft room versus a VRV room, a sample of each system was taken with a dB meter. Take a listen and tell me which pillow you would like to lay your head on.
Does the VRV make your job harder or easier?
I would say from a sales standpoint, it makes it easier just because our competitors here in the downtown market are all 4-star hotels. So if we went with a standard air conditioning unit that you might find at other Alofts, the look wouldn't be as sophisticated and we wouldn't be able to compete with the type or the feeling of hotels here in the area. So I think it makes it easier, definitely, from a sales standpoint.
What does your 2011 energy usage look like?
This year we used about 2.5 million kilowatt hours for 2011.
A study was completed showing the kilowatt usage by different HVAC systems in similar type buildings as the Aloft building itself. The program allows you to change the square footage and the location using the heating and cooling degree days to derive a number. If you take a look at the scale, you can see that 2.1 million would be a VRV system. The one thing you have to remember is that these were newer buildings and not a 80 to 90-year-old building with existing windows and exterior walls.
Would you consider using VRV for other Starwood hotels?
Oh, absolutely. We've been very happy with the results.